Hello and welcome back to episode 27 of the Out of Bounds podcast. Welcome back, welcome. It's been a while. Last episode to come out was, I believe, Wednesday of last week. And I promise you guys an episode by Saturday. And Saturday came, we didn't give you that episode. And then Monday came, and I didn't give you a USFL breakdown. How peculiar of me. Well, little explain to do is that I was very busy on Saturday all the way through Tuesday. I was at the lady's house. But yeah, so I really didn't have anything I could upload the videos on. I didn't even do the videos, hence why you will hear Matt in this episode, even though it's currently 2:15 a.m. on Thursday. In 12 hours, actually, my girlfriend will be done work and coming here. But that is regardless of the point. Uh, so yeah, we're just gonna go over the Eagles schedule. You'll hear my takes. You'll hear Matt takes. Unfortunately, I was unable to talk to Matt for this episode, but you will hear his takes after my takes about what he thinks, what I think about the Eagles schedule going forth. I'll give, I'll play my audio, and then we'll play his audio. Here's his introduction, and then I'm gonna start doing the Eagles schedule.
Welcome back to the Auto Podcast, episode 27. That was my impression of John. It was perfect. So today we're doing Eagles predictions for this upcoming season, which honestly, today the Eagles just signed James Bradbury for 1 year, $10 million. Actually paying him less than the Giants are this upcoming season. So, you know, the Eagles made a lot of great moves in this offseason that I was not expecting. Hassan Reddick, I expected that. The A.J. Brown trade shocked me. We traded with the Saints. We have a first round next year, which will be 32nd, if you know what I mean. Because you do know what I mean. Jameis is winning MVP. They just got Jarvis Landry for him. They got Tyron Matthew for him. But that is not today's episode. Soon enough. I want this to go on record for everyone to remember. I believed in him before all of you did. Before all of you were like, oh, you know what? I think he's going to do pretty well. No, I was here first. Get in line. Okay. Honestly, to just jump right into it.
Okay, now you heard Matt's sketch. Now, mind you, I haven't heard what his picks are. I haven't heard his intro. I'm gonna be do. I'll find out what he said while editing. But before we get into the Eagles' schedule, I just have to say, huge day. Well, it's actually yesterday. Yesterday, eat because it's 2 a.m. on Thursday. I still feel like it's Wednesday. Eagles signed James Bradbury, $10 million deal for this year. The Giants are paying more money to James Bradbury this year, and he's going to be locking down one of their wide receivers while twice a year, and he's going to be paid to do it. Absolutely incredible. I love this job by the Eagles, getting us a nice corner. This could be one of the best cornerback duos. Okay, maybe not. Maybe the Dolphins have a better one with Xavier Howard and Byron Jones. I don't know if Byron Jones has been good these last couple of years, but maybe there are some other good ones. But this is definitely like in the top 10 without a doubt. Maybe top. I think maybe like top 3. Like Darius Slay was absolutely phenomenal last year. If James Barrett continues to be good, if they both continue to be good, and then we also got Avonte Max. I think Avonte Max is a spectacular third string cornerback because he was like in his first like 1 or 2 years he was playing safety, and then he like had to also play like corner number 1, and he was doing a decent job at it. But now you move him to number 3, and he's gonna be covering number 3 wide receivers. I like that a lot. So the whole James Bradbury deal, love it, love it, love it. If we trade for Jesse Bates on the Bengals, Please, Howie, offer like a second round pick or whatever. If we get Jesse Bates, if we, the Philadelphia Eagles, get Jesse Bates, I see a Super Bowl. That's crazy. But look at this offense. All right. Jordan Davis, Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Javon Hargrave, Hassan Reddick, Fletcher Cox. I wasn't going to really count him because he's kind of old, but he's still a beast. Those guys are rushing the quarterback. All right. And then you look at the who's covering the tight ends or who's going to be coming at the quarterback if he tries to run. Got N'Kobe Dean. Got Kazir White. Got TJ Edwards and another, I forget who that other corner we got last year that was doing pretty decent. But yeah, we got them. Maybe TJ Edwards is like one of the lower ones, but come on, N'Kobe Dean, that might have been a steal of draft. All right, I ain't gonna lie. And then look at our corners, and we have big play Slay, Darius Slay as our corner number 1. Cornerback number 2, James Big Boy Bradbury. James Bradbury, if you're watching this, maybe that can be your new nickname. James Big Boy Bradbury. I think I started a new trend. BB Bradbury, you know? Isn't that a sweet name, Bradbury? Huh? I could trademark it for you. Anyway, I would trademark it. Just come on the podcast and you got the whole deal. So, that is spectacular. And then, I mean, you can look at our safeties. It's Marcus Epps at free safety. Strong safety is Anthony Harris. I mean, okay, it's a little, that's a bit shaky. All right, look at our offense. Jalen Hurts, if he makes a big jump in his second year, he'll be great. If Miles Sanders stays healthy, he'll be great. Kenneth Gainwell, rookie last year, plays spectacular for a rookie at running back. And he says he wants to take a leap forward. Those two running back duo, it's fantastic. And then we also may be bringing back old veteran power rusher Jordan Howard from the Bears, who was once on the Bears, but he was on Eagles, and then he was on the Dolphins. But yeah. And then you also got on wide receivers. Oh, who's that? Oh, that's just A.J. Brown. And you're telling me Devonta Smith's a wide receiver number 2? He's going to be going up. He went up against cornerback number 1s and was destroying them. I'm talking about just not so your average cornerback. I'm talking about Patrick Surtain, and he caught like a 40-yard TD. Oh. And then at number 3 we got Quez Watkins, who played great. He was blowing past people for these big plays. All right. Do you see the longest pass of the season was like a 98-yard pass? That was caught by Quez Watkins. All right. That wasn't Cooper Kupp. That wasn't DeAndre Hopkins. That wasn't Devontae Adams. It was Quez Watkins. All right. And by what I mean biggest play, I mean like caught and catch like 90-something yards. Biggest play of the season was by Quez Watkins. All right. And Jalen Hurts, of course. And then, tight end. We just got a top 5 tight end in the name of Dallas Goedert. And then we got a guy in the draft named Grant Calla. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name. I don't even know if his first name's Grant. I don't have it in front of me, but I believe that's what his name was. But yeah, he's got, like, he didn't play last year, but the year before he had some pretty great season. And trust me, you think, oh, John, don't get too excited about this draft pick. The guy was drafted by the Eagles, who've been ranked the best at drafting tight ends since the 2000s. We drafted Zach Ertz, we drafted Dallas Goedert. We're good at drafting tight ends, buddy. Oh, and who do we got at our O-line? Oh, just the all-pro future Hall of Famer, Jason Kelce. who I believe to be the best center in football right now, and I believe a lot of other people would agree with me. And let me tell you, the man can sing the national anthem. I met the man, and I was literally shaking, and I thanked him for all he did for the city. And he was like, "Oh, good man." Next to him, over, let's go right to left. His guard, right guard. I think they're gonna do Jack Driscoll, or they'll do Landon Dickerson, both who played fantastic, or maybe it's gonna be Isaac Samalu. And then, yeah, right guard I think is Jack Driscoll or Isaac Sayamalu. Both fire. Jack Driscoll played well for one of his first years as a full time starter. Next to him, we got Lane Johnson, also future Hall of Famer. The guy is impeccable. A top five tackle in the NFL. Man's fantastic. That if since I met Jason Kelsey and it's like pick a number two, maybe I'd do Brandon Graham. But he would be up there. I want to meet that man. Let's go to the left hand side. We got Landon Dickerson. Got a signed helmet by him. Man is a beast. He's played spectacular first year, and a lot of people are saying might have won the steal in the second round of the draft. A lot of people are saying he would have gone top 10 in the past draft if he stayed healthy in his final year at college. However, he dropped to the second round where the Eagles snatched him up, and boy, am I glad they snatched him up. He is spectacular. Line up to his buddy, oh, Mr. Jordan Mailata, left tackle, who is spectacular, pancakes people to the ground. All right, let's just go on with the schedule because I know all of you are going to be like, all right, we get it. The Eagles are good. All right, good. As long as you got that, because I'm going to make some pretty wild predictions here, ladies and gentlemen. Sunday, Detroit Lions, September 11th. All my thoughts and prayers go out to the people that were hurt in the September 11th attacks. Every year we need to remember them and the brave men and women that sacrificed their lives trying to save them in the towers. We are at the Detroit Lions. Uh, I do like the draft that Detroit had. I think Dan Campbell's going to be a good coach. But let's be honest here. They got Jared Goff as their QB and not a whole lot of options. I understand they drafted a wide receiver, and Amon St. Brown is a good wide receiver, and TJ Hawkinson is a good tight end. And yes, they did get Aiden Hutchinson. However, this is the Lions. It's going to take some years before they're good. I think the Eagles win. We beat them by we shut them out, I believe, by over 30 points last time we faced them this past season. I'm not worried about the Lions at all whatsoever. I think they'll be better than the Bears, but I don't think they'll be that good.
Week 1, the Philadelphia Eagles go down to well, not go down, go over to Detroit to face the Detroit Lions on Sunday, September 9th. No, September 11th. That messed me up. At 1 p.m. on Fox. This, you always want to start off with the win, and this is going to be win number 1. The Eagles will be going 1-0 against the Detroit Lions because I think the Detroit Lions will not have any sort of really rhythm to their game plan yet before this time. I think there will be a stretch, or a game, not really a stretch because they're too bad. Maybe a game or two that you're going to look at them and they're going to be like, wow, actually, that was kind of impressive. Maybe one game. Because well, you'll never actually watch the game because they don't have any primetime games. So that's funny. And Dan Campbell was like, it gives us more time and prepare for the next game because we don't have to wait all day or go Thursday or whatever. Moving on. So for week 1 win for the Philadelphia Eagles, I've seen this. They have, I think they said by win percentage of last season, the third easiest schedule, behind I think the Commanders and Giants, or not Giants, some two people in the NFC East. And honestly, if Jalen Hurts does not get the Eagles to at least 11 to wins, I'm gonna say it's a failure. Because you're gonna look at this. If you looked at the Eagles schedule, you know a lot of these are just gimme games. You know, I get division rivalry. You might lose a few of these just because of that, but still, there's only really you only have two, maybe three really tough defendants, like our opponents that I would be like, okay, you know what, those are like the best. We can't lose them. But moving on to week two,
Minnesota Vikings. We're up against Kirk Cousins prime time Monday night football. We're going to win this one on September 19th because prime time Kirk Cousins has a terrible win-loss percentage on when it comes to prime time.
Eagles at home for Monday night football against the Minnesota Vikings doubleheader. Um, I wish this was not our Monday night football week because Titans at Bills is a really good game. But no, we gotta support the team because Eagles for life. Um, Monday night Kirk, what can I say? Doesn't exist. Primetime Kirk, not gonna get the win. Eagles easily win this. Like we have two of the top corners in the league, and we just got Ed Rush. We got Jordan Jordan Davis to stop the run a bit. Maybe Javon Hargrave can get back to where he was at the beginning of the season. We got Kobe Dean. Fine, we got a linebacker who can maybe get a sack or two up the middle and intercept or block a tight end. Safety. Uh, we don't really talk about safety because we don't have any. But maybe we don't need one. I don't know. Probably not. Um. So yeah, the Eagles win week two Monday night against the Vikings. Okay, next game is week three at the Washington Commanders.
At Washington Commanders, 1 p.m. on Fox. I believe that this will be. Hmm. I'm going to say it's going to be a win. Let's give us a win for the Eagles here. Sorry, Commander Carson. Eagles doing the job.
Carson Wentz first game against the Eagles since being traded. I think emotions will be high on this. I think the front office really, Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Ward are going to stress so much to the team and to Nick Sirianni that they have to win this to like make themselves look good. But I I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to be realistic, and I'm gonna say they do lose this game to Carson and that team. I know John's probably like, "Oh my God, Matt agrees." Yeah, okay. So Carson Wentz is gonna do enough to get this win. Run game. They drafted Jahan Dotson, which I think was good for them. They traded back for him, pulled some draft capital. Um, so I do have us losing to the Washington Commanders, but don't worry, they won't be that big of an issue later on. Next, week four, um, against the Jacksonville Jaguars, 1 p.m.
October 2nd, we're facing the Jacksonville Jaguars in Lincoln Financial Field. Dougie P comes home. I believe he'll get a standing ovation, and he deserves one. But then, granted, Dougie P, we're going to be screaming at you. Like, whenever an ex-Eagle comes back, we scream at them. We have to. It's part of the job. It's part of being a Philadelphian, part of being an Eagles fan. We got to boo you. I don't care who you were before you stepped in this building. We appreciate all that you did for the city, but we want to win the game, and that's what's more important to us in that moment. And we got to get in your head, we got to get in your mind. It's what we do as Eagles fans. Jacksonville Jaguars, this is going to be a win. I think it's going to be again a few years before the Jags get better. Maybe it's next year that they start doing some real damage.
I want to be careful because I think the Jaguars improved themselves. They got Trevon Walker, but I wasn't. I don't think that was the right pick. I think Aiden Hutchinson was better for them, but they risked it, a riskier pick, and Doug Peterson's first game against the Eagles since being fired, and I think this could be a high emotions game. Is at home for the Eagles, so it's like a piece first game. I'd say this is a good game to watch. I'd say it'll be within two scores of each other, but I think the Eagles do come out on top.
At Arizona Cardinals, October 9th, Kyler Murray is not going to be having DeAndre Hopkins in this game at a 425 game on Fox. I believe that the Eagles will snatch a victory in this one. They lost Chandler Jones and they're not going to have DeAndre Hopkins. Kyler Murray isn't that great without DeAndre Hopkins.
Okay, week 5 we have the Eagles heading over and down to Arizona to face the Arizona Cardinals at 4:25. Okay, so week 5, yeah. So DeAndre Hopkins will still be suspended at this point, and I mean they do Marquise Brown now, and they got I don't did I don't know who they drafted in the first round. I forgot at that point. So I think the Eagles offensively should be able to put up enough. Should be able to get open against the Cardinals defense. I mean, they have Buda Baker and they have JJ Watt, who I don't really think's that good anymore. He's really washed. This could give them some trouble. I wouldn't be the most upset in the world if they lose this because I do think they still will win the division, and but I still think they're gonna win this. So I'm gonna have a win for the Philadelphia Eagles beating the Arizona Cardinals on the road. They come back home for Sunday night football against the Dallas Cowboys.
October 16th, Dallas Cowboys at the Link, and I think the Eagles are going to beat the Cowboys in this game because we're at home. The Cowboys, they are a very, very bad team after the draft and free agency. They lost Amari Cooper, they lost Randy Gregory. They're not going to be the same team they were last year. Have you seen Dak Prescott's numbers without Amari Cooper?
What a game! I'm this is gonna be such a good game to watch. I wish I would be there, but this is the classic rivalry, one of the best rivalries in the NFL, and this is really exciting because this could be maybe this is gonna be one of the two biggest deciders on who is the number one team in the division, which was the Eagles, but the Cowboys have, I think, the easier schedule than us. So the Dallas Cowboys at home, I think we get enough energy in the link that we put up. Jalen Hurts puts up 4 touchdowns with AJ Brown and Miles Sanders. What about him? Will he be healthy at this point? Who knows? Maybe this is gonna be one of his like 8, 10 games that he doesn't play. Okay, that was probably wrong like number, but oh yeah, I'm putting really high hopes in Jalen Hurts to do this season to like play well this season because there's no more excuses. Like last year, I understand. Yeah, the team around you was pretty poor. Like you didn't have really a receiver. You ran it a lot, but we were a run team, and I don't know how well we're gonna stick to that this year. So I think Jalen Hurts has a big game against the Cowboys rivalry, and I think he gets us off his back for a good amount of time because of this win. Okay, so week 7,
Then we head into the bye week, Sunday, October 23rd, which is a decent bye week, but maybe a week 10 bye week would have been a little nice. Pittsburgh Steelers come to Lincoln Financial Field. We didn't have a great record against Big Ben. However, I believe that changes. It's either Mitch Trubisky we're going to be up against, who we have never lost to, or we're going to be facing a rookie Kenny Pickett. And at rookie QBs can get flustered, can get scared easily, especially with a great D line that I believe we have. And if he doesn't have too great of wide receivers. I do think that their best receiver on that team is Pat Fryermuth, the tight ends, and you can't have a tight end making the plays all day long. I think the Eagles pull a win out of this one.
week 7's our bye week. Easy, easy, easy rest game before we face the Pittsburgh Steelers, 1 o'clock at the Link, which the Link is the Eagles Stadium, by the way. Um, will Kenny Pickett start this game? week 8. I don't know how the schedule goes. I don't know if they have a bye week before this, but I think it's not gonna matter. I think our defense is gonna have to just put up maybe like give us a really good field position so the offense doesn't have to do much because that Pittsburgh Steelers is one of the best in the league, which is kind of disappointing because their offense is not that great. But I think Kenny Pickett will start will start by now, and I still think we're gonna beat him because I mean what he is Deontay Johnson, Najee Harris, George Pickens. That's not gonna be enough. Eagles are gonna destroy them. On defense, we're going to lock them down. And on offense, we're going to get enough that we're going to win. It's probably going to be a low scoring game, I think. 17-10. Yeah, not yeah. I mean 17-10. And we get the win at home.
November 3rd, we go to the Houston Texans in Houston, Texas. I believe that we win this game. Mind you, this is the Houston Texans. They did have some good draft picks, but again, let me remind you that it's going to be a few years until this team gets better. I'm not really sure what to think about their head coach. I mean, yeah, I don't know if he was a good pickup or not. The Texans' defense wasn't that good last year. Meanwhile, they didn't really have anyone. So, I don't know what to tell you.
Next, we have Thursday Night Football against the Houston Texans. Why is this a Thursday Night Football game? Because Thursday Night Football game is just a joke now. I don't know why, but it's on Amazon Prime Video, which let me. I'm gonna go on a rant here because you know what? It deserves it. I hate this. I hate how they're like, oh yeah, let's stop putting games on the cable services and start giving them out to the streaming services, like the OTTs, which is over the top media services. But I'm fine if you want to have every single game on NBC, Fox, CBS, ESPN, any place, like and all those places, and then also put them on any streaming service, like side by side. Like I don't care about like because I want to watch on the like I don't I don't want to I don't have a lot of streaming services, so I don't want to have to pay to watch these games. Like I guess I get that more people are stopping using cable, but I think you can't make them exclusive on one or another. I think they should plenty be offered both. Like if you want, like I think they should just be on both. Okay, and rant. What do I have to say? Eagles take the win at Texans. Ain't close.
Commander Carson comes to Philadelphia where he is at home, really because he's played in the stadium more than Jalen Hurts has. And I'm going to say the Washington Commanders are going to beat the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. I think it's a shame, but yes, I think that the Commanders will beat us at home. That is our first loss. You have that right. I said a loss for the Eagles.
Back to back primetime games. This time we have a long week. We go from that Thursday to the next Monday at home against the Washington Commanders. Carson's return to Philly, who he just beat us earlier this season in this one. So remember, we ain't letting him. We're getting 3 to 2 interceptions, 2 to 3 interceptions, I guess would sound better, but who cares? We get 2 to 3 interceptions on him. We're getting sacks. He is not getting anything. We hold him to under 200 yards, and we get this win for the city of Philadelphia.
Eagles go to Indianapolis to face the Colts at Lucas Oil Field Stadium at 1 p.m. CBS. I believe this will be a win. Matt Ryan, his two targets are Michael Pittman Jr., who will be covered by Big Play Slay, and then whoever his number two is, which we took Zach Pascal. They didn't re-sign T.Y. Hilton. Their number two wide receiver would probably be, I'm not sure, to be quite honest with you, but whoever it is, James Bradbury is going to be covering him. The only person that really scares me is that we'll be up against a pretty good defense, but let's run the ball, run it up their throats. All of our running backs, listen to me, stay away from Darius Leonard. He's going to try to get the ball out of your hands. All we have to fear is Jonathan Taylor in that run game. If we can stop him, we stop their offense completely. Because I do not think that Matt Ryan is a good quarterback. He definitely has lost his prime.
Next, we go to Indianapolis on at a 1 p.m. game. I'm gonna like, I don't know why there's a lot of hype around the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, the running back was really good next year. I mean, when have running backs like been consistently super good back to back years? I think he's gonna take a step back, but still gonna be Jonathan Taylor's gonna be good next year, but it's not gonna be as good as last year. Um, I don't know why everyone's happy that they got Matt Ryan. I honestly think that's a downgrade. Back where was I? Okay, yeah, to cut. So Eagles get the win over the Indianapolis Colts because the Indianapolis Colts downgraded. Even though I think we're away, I think this should be an easy win for the Eagles.
Green Bay Packers, Aaron Rodgers comes to Philly on Sunday Night Football, NBC 8:20, November 27th. I believe the Eagles squeeze out a victory in this one. The Packers wide receivers aren't too good. I do think that this will be a close game, and could see the Green Bay Packers winning it. By this time, I'm sure Aaron has already established a flow with his wide receivers, and he already has Robert Tunye, who just a few years ago was one of the better tight ends in the league. So that's something that you have to take into note. That defense is still really great. They really upgraded it through the draft, too. So that is someone who we can look out for to be a little bit of a menace on Sunday Night Football. And as we know, Aaron is pretty good, pretty damn good on Sunday Night Football.
The Philadelphia Eagles for Week 12 will be at home against the Green Bay Packers on Sunday Night Football. I think Aaron on Sunday Night Football is going to show us. Well, he's already going to have proved a lot by now. I'm not sure how well he will play without Devontae Adams. They drafted some receiver. Um, I don't know how well he'll do. I think he'll still do pretty well, but I don't think he'll win MVP because 3 years in a row, that's a lot. That'd be record breaking. And so with that, I think the Eagles take the loss against the Green Bay Packers at home.
Then we face the Tennessee Titans at home. You stop Derrick Henry, you stop the Titans. That whole team is going to be run through Derrick Henry. Ryan Tannehill lost his number one receiver. I think that A.J. Brown's going to want to have a big game against the Titans. He said, Titans, I want to play for you, but you got to pay me. And they said, we're not going to pay you, even though you are a good wide receiver. And he's like, well, you're going to regret it when you face me this year. That's for damn sure. I think that the Eagles win against the Tennessee Titans at a 1 o'clock game, December 4th on Fox.
Next next week, heading into December, the Philadelphia Eagles take on the Tennessee Titans at home. Uh, AJ Brown revenge game. Yeah, revenge game. You know they wouldn't pay him, so he at home he gets to face his former team. Will Malik Willis start this season? I think we'll probably discuss that a bit when we talk about the Titans this summer. Um, I think Derrick Henry really could. I feel like he's gonna do really well this year, but I don't know. They they lost AJ Brown and Julio Jones, their top two receivers. I just think Ryan Tannehill is not gonna go back to where he was, and I think the Eagles at home get the win and beat the Tennessee Titans, moving on to Week 14.
Then we go to the Giants. Like I said, the Giants have been one of the laughing stocks of the NFL at MetLife, 1 o'clock, December 11th.
Week 14, we go to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, which Kayvon Thibodeau is like, they play in Jersey? Are you sure about that? He's like, I just found this out. It's like, yeah, I thought that was pretty humorous. So, 1 p.m. game. This shouldn't be big. It should be the Eagles winning 35-10. That's being generous.
I think we win. At Chicago Bears, I said before in one of the earlier podcasts when we predicted the NFC, I think the Bears are going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL this year. So I think we get an easy win Sunday, December 18th, 1 o'clock Fox.
At Soldier Field, which is the Bear Stadium, 1 p.m. game. I believe the Eagles have zero excuse why they win this game. I don't think Justin Fields is good. I don't think he really will be good. I probably watch me this in like 3 years. I'm gonna be stupid for saying that. Might be stupid for saying that, but no, I'm not. He just he doesn't have really anything lost. Allen Robinson, he just wasn't throwing to. Darnell Mooney's kind of like a fake. I'm gonna say fake. He's a decent receiver. Maybe a low receiver too. Offensive line's horrible. They lost Khalil Mack. They don't really have a defense. This is a win for for our Philadelphia. It's not. We're gonna say our from that one. Okay.
I'm saying Saturday, December 24th at 4:25 on Fox, we lose to the Dallas Cowboys at Arlington, Texas. I mean the last time we swept the Cowboys, I believe was 2017 when Carson Wentz was playing at a high MVP level and the Cowboys didn't have Zeke for at least one of the games. I think that the Eagles will lose this game. We are now have 2 losses for the Eagles in my book.
Week 16 at AT&T Stadium in Dallas. 4:25. Maybe America's game of the week. Maybe should be because this is a good rivalry game. Eagles at Cowboys. This could really well decide the division. It could be like we could be neck and neck with them because of how easy their schedule is. And then we might win, they might win. I think the Eagles do lose this. Division game with all that riding on here. You know, it's really hard to like keep playing at a great level for that amount of time. I think you just Eagles maybe Zeke finally runs for more than 50 for 50 yards or more. Um, I think Dak Prescott is gonna finally will prove something. He really does have those good games a couple times during the year. Mike Parsons, the thing. Mike Parsons being a big part of the game plan. I think we do take the loss here to Dallas Cowboys, unfortunately. Next game,
But the following week we face the New Orleans Saints, aka Jameis Winston, who Matt has a crush on for some reason. I don't know why. On Sunday, January 1st, 1 o'clock on Fox. I think we get a win here in this game. I mean, this is in Philadelphia, but I could see this going either way. I do think that the Eagles get a win here.
we have Jameis Winston on the New Orleans Saints taking on the Eagles at Philadelphia. I think, Jameis on his MVP season, as defense is going to play out of their mind. I think the Eagles don't manage here, and I think we take the loss. And I think, Jameis Winston, I think Jameis is the GOAT, and you're going to believe with me that he will win MVP. You're gonna watch him, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, this is this is what MVPs are. He's gonna be the next unanimous MVP with Lamar Jackson.
Now, this final year, the Eagles, I believe, if we have only lost 2 games at this point, then we would just rest our starters because we're heading into a bye week regardless for the first round of the playoffs. Don't want to get our starters injured heading into the playoffs. They put their starters up against the Giants starting team, and I think that the Eagles beat them. Yeah, our backups play a sloppy game. No, I'm kidding. I'll give us a loss to the New York Giants final week of the season. I think the Giants are going to be playing their starters, and the Eagles are going to be playing their backups at this point. If Nick Sirianni leads us to another playoff run, just getting us to the playoffs, this will be his second year. He's gone to the playoffs every single time in his career. I think that's going to be a big thing. Also, he's someone to look out for, Coach of the Year in nominations. I think that he's going to really put this team like to do some great things this season. He's a good coach, good offensive minded guy. I really like him for the Philadelphia Eagles for years to come. I miss Dougie P. I hated the move that they fired Dougie P, but I was really happy with Nick Sirianni. He really impressed me. When I heard that he worked with Frank Reich, I'm like, if that's the closest thing you guys got to Frank Reich, give me him. And am very happy that they took Nick Sirianni. That's going to be it for this episode. I'll have Matt play his closing remarks right now.
In New York, we have us home against New York Giants to be determined because I don't know. It's a like when like what day? We're at home. I think we most likely absolutely destroy. Actually, we will we be resting our people? If Dallas underperforms, then we will be resting our people, but I don't think they will underperform. So I think we're gonna have to actually like play this game, and I think the Giants are gonna do what the Giants do and lose with Tyrod Taylor because I think Daniel Jones will be replaced during the year because I use the season is not good enough. So I have the Eagles going 13-4 this upcoming NFL season. You're like, wow, this is a big transition from 9-8. Yeah, well, last year they lost against winning teams, but this year we're facing the lowest of the lows, like the people that are awful, like people that if you saw, like honestly, I'm looking at our schedule and I'm just like, are we gonna have a loss? Like realistically, if the Eagles like have their mindset to it, like everything we do is about like winning, I think they could go undefeated. Like, of course, that's gonna look stupid when they win like 7 games, but it's just like these teams aren't better than them. Like anyone in their division, I think they can beat them. Division rivalry though. Like let's go back. The Lions, not even close. The Vikings, eh. No, that defense is Harrison Smith's really old. I think he's gonna take a step back. He's gonna be mentoring. Did they draft a safety? I don't think that. I'm not sure. Jacksonville Jaguars, easy. Cardinals without DeAndre Hopkins, just not a thing. Just not. The Pittsburgh Steelers, that's tough. But like, I think their offense is just weak. Texans, so they even. Commanders, yeah, they could beat them. The Packers, which is probably their toughest game, easily. I mean, not easily, but they could be the Packers realistically. Realistically, I think I have them losing the game, but like, what is Aaron gonna be like this next season? Okay, so with our final predictions, let's talk about my expectations for like the top. Jalen Hurts needs to perform at a level that is of a top 7 quarterback. And you might be like, "Whoa, that's a lot to ask for." But I just named all those teams who don't have a top 7 defense by any standard, except for like the Steelers and the Saints. These are teams that these are teams that you're like, okay, bye week, and I think Jalen Hurts has to step it up. Um, AJ Brown and Devonta Smith. I don't know if this is gonna hurt Devonta Smith or help. I think it'll probably help him because he's gonna be facing like wide receivers or corner twos or whatever. Like, is he? I don't think he's a slot receiver, so I'm not sure if AJ Brown will be helping or taking him down. But I think they'll help each other. Offensive line, big expectations. I think we got that center who will be probably not play. Hopefully will not play. Jason Kelsey, please stay healthy. Offensive line, if healthy, he's going to be top 3. Running backs, I think Keeneth Game will take a big jump. I am a firm believer that Jordan Howard is the number 1 starter. Now John will come on here and be like, Miles Sanders, and he's like 4 yards per carry. Yeah, because they don't run the ball with him. Because he's either A, injured, or B, they just don't run the ball, or they never did when he was healthy. But the one game against the Rays, they're like, let's. I think we're gonna run the ball. He gets injured first, like on the third rush, and oof, I was mad about that. But yeah, defensively, I think Darius Slay will be probably defensive player for the Eagles. Yeah, so I think the corners will be better this year. Maybe Zach McPherson can um play a starting role this all season. I think he was our third round pick last year. So yeah, they're pretty good. Defensive line, I have really big expectations because we got Jordan Davis, we got Hassan Reddick, and I think Havant. I can't even say that with like I can't believe. I'm not gonna lie to you. I have no clue what Javon or Havant. Why can't Javon Hargrave? I don't know why I blanked on his name. I was like, yeah, I was saying it. Yeah, I don't know what he's gonna be like. I don't know what any of them are gonna be like, but I think I have high hopes for them. Linebackers, nobody except for Nakobe Dean, who I'm excited to see him ball out. I think, nah, I can't. Maybe, never, I'll keep it to myself, my life. So, why I think the Eagles going 13 and 4? Do not let that record like keep stay in your head. They are facing the easiest division in the AFC. They will not have to face any of the AFC West people, and they do not have to face or any of the well, they do have to face the Steelers in the AFC North, which is the worst AFC North team, and they don't have to face the Buffalo Bills, which I could say besides the Rams and the Saints, because Jameis, the entire AFC is like the top teams are in the AFC. So I think they could probably win a playoff game. Honestly, I have them at least winning one playoff game and then probably losing. I don't know how. If 13-4 will get them the first round bye, it might. But the Rams, they have hard of it. They have hard because they got to face the AFC. I think they have the hardest schedule. The Steelers though, they don't have to travel, so that could be a factor. Um, I will go more in depth in each game when when the regular season comes. We'll do our week prediction, me and John. So signing off. How about it? Jameis is the GOAT. Good night, Eagles. 13-4. Just you wait because I'm a genius because I predicted Jameis is gonna do well, and look, he's about to. So just genius.
All right, that was Matt's closing remarks. Again, I don't know what he said. I didn't listen to it. Me editing this, I might be laughing by what Matt said, or I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, why did he have to keep mentioning Jameis Winston?" Because that's what my guess is. He's gonna be naming talking about Jameis Winston. I don't know. Anyway, it's gonna be it. There was no episode of the USFL breakdowns this week. I am sorry about that, and I am sorry we didn't have an episode out on Saturday. It was a very, very busy weekend for me. A lot of great things happened in my life, including this woman. I'm very happy that she's introduced to my life. That doesn't mean that she's taking priority over the podcast, but yeah, I want to spend a lot of time with her because I don't know how much time I'll have left. I'm starting a full time job very soon, and if you hear me kind of tired, that is the reason why. But yeah, I'll be starting a full time job soon. Again, I'm gonna be trying to focus the podcast, getting it out on its usual days. But I was accepted to this full time job, and I believe that I'm gonna have to try to balance that along with the social life and this new girlfriend of mine. Uh, and yeah, that's what I'm gonna try to work with this whole summer. Try to balance all those things. Hopefully, I do a good job at it. I really want this podcast to really grow into something. I want to have a fan base. I want you, the viewers, to feel like you're getting a good quality podcast each and every week. I just have created a new series coming up. Maybe that will be the podcast on Friday or Saturday. Uh, I hope I'll have a episode out there for you guys. If maybe it might have to come out on Sundays, because if my girlfriend, she works Monday through Friday, uh, full time at Target, so not Target, Walmart. So she's also a very busy person. So really, the weekends are like the only times we get to spend together, and that's the weekends used to be like the only time Matt and I were able to do the podcast. So tricky times. Although Matt will have more time on his hands, so maybe he'll just start. He might do some solo episodes here and then if I really am unable to do it, which I hope I will always continue to be able to do the podcast, but that's just something that might happen in the future, July or August or something. If you see a solo video come out from Matt, Matt is very entertaining to hear from time to time. And yeah, that is going to be it though for this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. I do have a new series coming out called NFL What If. I hope to do like, please send your questions below in the comments. Currently, I'm working on an episode. What if Alshon Jeffrey of Philadelphia Eagles caught that pass in the playoffs, where the Eagles were up against the Saints in the divisional round of the playoffs, where they were driving down the field with less than 2 minutes, and if you were to caught that ball for the first down, they would be like within the 10 yards. Less than 2 minutes, Drew Brees would have gotten the ball. The Eagles would have taken the lead if they scored a touchdown there, and Drew Brees would have had maybe a minute or less with only two timeouts to try to get his team back. And if he wasn't able to do that, then the Eagles then advanced to the Rams, who they beat before in the season, and might have been another matchup. Super Bowl 53 might have been the Eagles versus the New England Patriots. And yeah, so that would have been a very interesting game to have seen. It definitely would have been a better game than the Los Angeles Rams than the New England Patriots. I think that was one of the worst Super Bowls in recent history. It was very, very boring. Sorry, Rams and Patriots fans, but that's the truth. All defense, the entire game, not even a slight ounce of offense. It was annoying, but that is the end of my rant for about that Super Bowl, and that is the end of the episode. And I hope to have this out uh, not too late. It's 2:40 a.m. now. I am very tired, but I have to edit this because I owe it to you guys to get this video out. I'll see you.